So every time you knock on someone's door, you gotta pretend like you have a lasagna for them to let you in? You know, suddenly this job thing makes a little bit more sense. Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another Walking Dead video for today. And in this video, we're going to be doing our weekly review for this week's episode of The Walking Dead Season 11. This is for Season 11, Episode 11, titled Rogue Elements.
Why do you trust these people?
Who says we do? Do you regret coming here?
Do you?
Don't get too comfortable. Remember, they're always watching.
Okay guys, this is going to be doing another video for today. This one's going to be doing another video for The Walking Dead. And in this video, we're going to be doing another video for The Walking Dead and our weekly review for this week's episode of Season 11. This is for Season 11, Episode 11, Rogue Elements. So, this episode is another episode at the Commonwealth. We get to see Eugene in this one, and we get to see a lot of kind of what goes on in the Commonwealth. Once again, a lot like Episode 10, but in this case, it is from Eugene's perspective this week. So, okay. Pretty good episode. I do like it. I think it is a good episode. I don't exactly think it is anywhere near as good as episodes 9 or even 10 for that matter. I think it's got some issues. I do think it has some hiccups, at least for me. Some things that kind of jumped out at kind of being a little bit weird, but it's a good episode. And I would say probably the best part about this episode, I guess to kind of jump into it relatively quickly here, I'd say the best part of this episode easily being Eugene. I think Eugene's character and Josh McDermott's performance was fantastic. I think they really gave him some really cool scenes here to kind of do. But I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, it was a good episode. It was a really good episode. But I think that this episode could have been a tad bit better. And there were just a few things that were a little bit awkward to me in this one. I don't know why. Okay, so here are the plots of this episode. You've got Eugene and you've got Stephanie, obviously in the Commonwealth. That's like our main plot in this one. You've got then Connie and Kelly, who are doing some kind of investigating and stuff. And then you've got the other little plot in this one is Carol and Lance. Now, I guess we'll kind of get started with our main plot in this one and we'll kind of go all the way through. So the episode starts and you've got Stephanie and Eugene. They're happy, even to a point in this one where Eugene says that he loves her. And when the episode started, I was like, holy frig, am I watching Walking Dead here? Like, the vibe of this scene was so different. But anyway, basically, he goes to meet her for ice cream later in the day. She's not there, and then that's when the plot of the episode comes in. Where did Stephanie go? Now, one thing I didn't expect to see in this episode is that she left voluntarily. And that was my first piece of like, okay, what the hell is going on here? Because you see her like packing her bags at the beginning of the episode. I'm like, okay, so what is that? What? That was the first part. I was like, okay, that's weird. I expected someone took her and something like happened, but no, she left on her own terms, which obviously later on in the episode we find out what it is. But basically the whole episode, Eugene is wanting to know where she is. Rosita and the other soldiers, they're sorry for him, but they're not exactly doing anything when it comes to investigating. They're kind of like just letting this go. So Eugene takes matters into his own hands and is trying to investigate literally everyone on the block that Stephanie used to live by. Like everyone around like where she used to live, he's, asking them questions, sneaking into the buildings, trying to find as much evidence as he can. And that's basically the plot of this one. And you've got Princess, which I would say is kind of like our secondary character of the episode. She kind of helps him. And I actually really like the scene too, where she stops by. Eugene doesn't really want her to come in, but she's like, I've got lasagna. And Eugene's like, okay, come in. And then he's like, wait a second, there's nothing in here. And she's like, I know, but usually when you stop by, you tell people they have lasagna, so they'll let you in. So that is actually very, very true. I'll say that. That's actually very, very true. So yeah, Princess, she ain't wrong about that one, that's for sure. But anyway, she talks to Eugene. Eugene tells her that he's been asking a whole bunch of people. He's wondering, like even one of the guys that like is walking around town like the whole episode. I think the guy was like a plumber or something. Eugene's like asking him, something, and he's just trying to kind of get any information he can. And basically they try to sneak into the building that this guy is from because Eugene thinks he may have something to do with it or something. And basically they sneak in. Princess doesn't really want to sneak in because she's scared of getting caught, but they go in anyway. And basically you've got them, they find like a bunch of weapons and stuff, and then they don't have enough time. The guy gets back from his like morning jog or whatever, so they have to run out of there. And they basically get caught and they're thrown into jail. So Okay, interesting, but at the same time, boy, I expected a lot more. I don't know. So basically in this one, Lance gets Eugene to sign something to kind of just say, like, case closed, which he makes Eugene sign it, and we then realize later on what it was for. He makes Eugene sign it, in other words, to shut the hell up about it. I mean, that's basically the reason why he makes him do it. And he has to accept that Stephanie's gone, and he has to accept it, and this and that, and, the guy's not pressing charges, so you guys are free to go, and stuff like that. And, well, basically, Princess decides to, kind of just let Eugene be in this one after that. And then we get, so Eugene keeps doing his investigating. We see that it's not really going anywhere, but obviously we see a little bit of it. But, it's kind of like just the mystery of this whole episode, where exactly she went. Now, before we get to the ending, let's talk about some of the other plots in this one. You've got Connie and Kelly, who are doing some kind of investigating. They want to know where this Tyler guy went. If you guys don't remember Tyler, it's the guy that, of course, Daryl arrested last episode and said that, Sebastian caught him. Basically, they don't know where they took him, and they're asking Mercer, and Mercer's kind of almost low-key just kind of telling them to back off. He's not really giving them any kind of answers and stuff, and Connie wants to know and stuff, and that's kind of their whole plot in this one. And by the end, they see a list of names, and Tyler's one of them. So, so that's that. And, you get a couple of cool, like, Walker kill scenes in this one, which I did like, but I almost feel like they just stuck this in here with Mercer to almost be like, oh yeah, by the way, there are still walkers in this episode. Like, yeah, like, by the way, there are still walkers. Because the scene where, like, randomly you got these Commonwealth soldiers that are, like, in rough shape, they're, like, running and stuff, and then you got Mercer that saves them. And I did like the head split as you see Mercer. I did like the zombie kills, but they kind of felt disjointed from everything. Like, was that just me? Like, everything just felt so disjointed there. Like, I don't know. It was a cool scene. I liked it, but it was just like, it's just kind of thrown in there a little bit to almost kind of like tell you, like, oh, by the way, there's still walkers this episode. Yeah, keep that in mind, I don't know. It kind of fell a little flat for me. I don't know. It was just kind of in there. It was just kind of there. It was cool. The scene itself was cool. It kind of felt like they just kind of stuck that in there. Like, can we have you kill a few walkers so, we don't forget this is a zombie apocalypse? Like, I don't know. That part was a bit weird to me. And anyway, you've got then Carol and Lance. Okay, so this is the other thing in this episode that I wasn't understanding. Maybe I'm going to have to go back and rewatch it. Maybe there's something here I'm missing. But from what it seems like to me, they're trading with this guy or something, or they're like, they almost own them, like almost like a Negan and the Saviors type of thing. And Lance kind of makes a deal with this guy. He talks to him. They're friendly. And then by the end of the episode, Lance decides to take this guy. Like, can someone help me understand what the hell was going on here? Because I am at a total loss. Like, there's so much stuff in this episode that it's just weird to me. I don't know. It's just very, very weird. So, I don't know. Again, like, it's just in there. Like, Lance, yeah, we know he's up to something. We know he's, whatever, but I don't know. It was just weird to me. So yeah, and then basically the ending of the episode. So let's talk about the big moment. We find out that fake Stephanie was, yes, they covered up her being missing for a reason. She's actually been in this building with Lance the entire episode. And basically, you've got Eugene that kind of figures this out. And we find out that this Stephanie, and they finally reveal it to us after like 11 episodes, this is not Stephanie. This is a fake Stephanie that Lance used to get information about Eugene's group, which in that case worked. And that's what Eugene tells him, like, which congratulations, it worked. So, yeah, huge twist there at the end. I was waiting for fake Stephanie to be revealed, so she was, and I thought it was a really cool scene. And basically Eugene wants to expose Lance, but, Lance has got some dirt on him too, so it's kind of tough, right? So, yeah, and plus Eugene signed it, so it's kind of tough. So that's our big reveal. And basically at the end of the episode, Eugene is lost. He, thought this whole time he was with Stephanie when he really wasn't. And he's burning the pictures, the missing person report and stuff like that in the fire. And for the cliffhanger of the episode, you get fake Stephanie that walks in. And I actually really like this scene. I actually really like it because the way that she reminds him is Tater Butt, is that you, that type of thing. And when Eugene hears it, he knows, like, that's her. he turns around and it's like, oh, frig, that's the real Stephanie. So, they really covered that up. They really covered that up because her name was Max last episode. So, and the whole town heard it. So you mean to tell me the whole town were going with this lie that Lance is covering up? But her name is, like, I don't know. There's a lot of things in this episode that didn't make sense to me, okay? I liked the episode. I think Eugene was a good lead. I think Princess was great. I think the environment was great. Lance was really cool. I liked all that stuff. But then there are other moments in this one that were just odd to me. Like, you know, like the Carol and Lance stuff, the Mercer stuff kind of just felt thrown in here. I get it's all that they're trying to build up to the Commonwealth being suspicious, so that's why they're all doing this investigating. It's all kind of connecting to the same thing, which is Lance in the end. But it just, there were certain things that just fell kind of flat for me in this one. I don't know. There were just some things that didn't exactly make all that much sense to me. So I'm gonna go a 7 out of 10 for this one. I don't hate the episode. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate the episode. I just feel like this is one where I'm gonna have to watch it again because there's a lot of stuff in this one that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know. The best things about this episode I can take out, Eugene and Princess, they were great. The reveal of fake Stephanie, I was glad we got that. I like the reveal of real Stephanie at the end, even though I questioned episode 10 now, why they called her Max in front of like a bunch of people. I don't know. It's a little bit weird. It is a little bit weird. So, I don't know, guys. I'm okay with this episode. It's like a 7 out of 10. It's all right, but it's nowhere near as good as the last two. It's a decent one, but I do like Eugene in this episode, so I'll say that. Anyway, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of this episode. Write your comments in the comment section below. And, of course, guys, if you're new here, click the subscribe button so you don't miss any videos for The Walking Dead. Follow Dance Walking Reviews next time, guys. And, of course, I'll see you guys really soon for another video for The Walking Dead. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys, and peace out.
My God, no!